Let's go live now to Dr. Charles Asher-Small. He's founder and director of the Institute for the Study of Global Antisemitism and Policy, and he joins us now. Dr. Charles Asher-Small, thanks for joining us. What's your response to what we're seeing at college campuses across the US? Some of the top universities in this country, we're seeing these protests, we're seeing arrests, and we're seeing sizable police presences as well.
Right. So first of all, I'd like to wish our Jewish viewers a happy Passover. The Jewish people throughout the world, in Israel and around the world, are celebrating their sense of freedom, freedom from bondage, leaving Egypt and coming to their homeland, Israel. So happy Passover for our viewers. I think what was not mentioned in your reports, at Columbia University and at universities around the United States, Jewish students are staying away in droves from the university. Many Jewish students have experienced physical attacks and verbal abuse. They do not feel safe to be on campus. They do not feel safe to go to their classes. And as you know, Columbia University just instituted an online alternative for students who are afraid of the intimidation to be on campus. So what's happening to the Jewish students with very radical anti-Semitic, but also anti-democratic forces on campus, like Students for Justice in Palestine, which are openly aligned to Hamas. Hamas is an offshoot or a military part of the Muslim Brotherhood. And we have to remember that the Muslim Brotherhood is an ideology that fuses a very narrow, I would even say, perversion of the great religion of Islam with European anti-Semitism and Nazism. The founder, the spiritual leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, Yosef Qaradawi, who started Islamic studies in my alma mater at Oxford University, always preached that the true believer, the true Muslim, is obligated to complete the work of Hitler. So this is a social movement, a very radical social movement, and I don't think many American students and professors understand the ideology and the background of this radical.
Sorry for interrupting there, Dr. Charles Asher-Small. We don't have a lot of time, but just to bring it back to the issue that we're looking at, the scenes that we're seeing of these protests, and obviously there are those issues from the Jewish students. Some of those protesting as well, though, have said they don't feel safe, such as the large police presence that's there. And it's a question, I suppose, of how you balance the right to freedom of speech, the right to protest, with the right to feel safe on campus as well. How do you think college authorities are handling that?
Well, I think, again, there's a crisis. The United States of America has a very strong, robust notion of freedom of expression. The First Amendment, freedom of speech, academic freedom is a cornerstone of the American democratic system and beliefs. But when student organizations are literally calling for the physical assault of Jewish students or any identifiable group, students hiding with COVID masks and kafirs, headscarves.
Sorry, Dr. Charles Asher-Small. Now, you can't say that all of the student organizations are making those calls.
About the Students for Justice in Palestine, a specific student organization with a specific ideology.
Okay, and we're talking. I'm asking you, I suppose, you know, what we're seeing across the spectrum of the US. I mean, there's been a call from the Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, that the President of Columbia should step down. Is that a call that you would agree with?
I don't necessarily know how Columbia University is going to deal with their crisis. I think they have a serious problem. My question would be, if students showed up with white sheets calling for the annihilation of an identifiable group on campus, like African Americans, or the subjugation of women, or the killing of gay people, which the Muslim Brotherhood is doing to Jewish students and other moderate Muslims around the country, I think we have a serious problem that needs to be rooted out of our university system.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there, and just to point out, of course, that the majority of the students there are holding a peaceful protest and say that they're calling for an end to the war in Gaza. But we'll have to leave it there for the moment. Dr. Charles Asher-Small, founder and director of the Institute for the Study of Global Antisemitism and Policy, thanks for joining us on BBC News.
Thank you.